No. And of course, the agenda item that we have to discuss in this extraordinary council meeting relates to an update on our annual plan 2020-21. So I will invite Ms. Henderson to give us a presentation on this, please.
Thank you, through the Mayor. Look, obviously COVID-19 has had a huge impact not only on council but our community as a whole. When we were looking to go to the community with our annual plan, it was based on a world that is quite different than it is today. So we made a decision to update our annual plan in light of the impacts of COVID, and we've come out with a new timeline. So effectively the documents that council had adopted as the underlying information for the consultation document will be now rewritten, as the Mayor indicated in her opening statements to the community around where we're at. So we've come up with a revised timeline, and so this signals the changes that we're considering. It also notes that because of the delays, we will no longer be compliant with meeting a legislative timeframe of adopting by the 30th of June. So we're looking to adopt our report at this point on the 27th of August, and we're looking to consult with the community on the revised annual plan in the period of June and July of this year. So I'm happy to take any questions of council. We're looking to bring another report to the extraordinary council meeting on the 30th of April next week, which starts to look at the impacts that COVID is actually having financially, and to set some direction with regards to setting the rates, and then looking to, we'll then be able to progress through into the consultation document development. And I can open up any questions anyone might have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do we have any questions from any of the councillors?
Yes.
Councillor McGrath.
Yeah, just through you, Madam Mayor. Are there any ramifications or consequences for our council knowing that we're going to breach this legislation?
Through the Mayor, so what's required is if we're not going to meet our compliance, we need to notify audit, and we also need to let the Department of Internal Affairs know that this is happening. We are aware that we aren't the only council in this situation, that a lot of councils are having to go back and to review their plans in light of COVID-19. So that, you know, although we will be non-compliant, we won't be the only council in this boat this year. What it does mean is that any of the work that is planned for the financial year 2021 cannot start until the plan has been adopted. So if there's anything new in that particular year, it will need to make sure that the plan is adopted before we can continue. And so we just need to be mindful of that as we progress through, and what those timing changes might mean.
Yeah, and just further to that, have we informed these two agencies as yet, or does that happen after this meeting?
Through the Mayor, so we had an audit and risk meeting recently, and we had Audit New Zealand in attendance at that meeting, so they were made aware that we were going to revise our plan, and that it might mean that we wouldn't meet our 30th of June requirements. And yeah, they were fully supportive of that, given the changes, and we do need to reflect the information as it stands to our community. The Department of Internal Affairs will be notified after this meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Brown.
Good morning. Following on from Richard's question actually around the risk of delaying the annual plan, what effect does that have on our capital program? Will it mean that we've got a delay in our workflows, or is this delay due to the lockdown actually meant that we'll have a pretty seamless flow of work?
Through the Mayor, I believe we have John on the call, but I can probably talk to this. As you've noted, Councillor Brown, we have had delays because of works not being able to continue on. We have noted that we will expect to carry forward from the current year into next financial year. So we are anticipating that the work will continue on because of the current delays anyway, to fill that void. As in the void of the month between our normal adoption and when we will adopt the revised annual plan.
Thank you. Are there any further questions?
Yes, please, Your Worship.
Yes.
Hi, Adele. One of the things that I suppose the revised annual plan will be based on is that really comprehensive piece of work you've done around our recovery plan and the effects of that. I'm just wondering around where the community can see that recovery plan and what our communication strategy for that looks like.
Through the Mayor, I'll probably pass that through to the recovery manager. I believe he is sitting in the workshop at in the council meeting here at the moment. I think the Chief Executive's just gone to find him, so I'll just wait one moment.
Thank you.
That is correct.
Through you, Madam Mayor, while we have a small break in proceedings,
Yes.
I'd just like to convey my thanks to the staff because we've put them under tremendous pressure in the last few weeks. While people may think that the council's closed during the 4 weeks of shutdown, staff have been exceedingly busy maintaining essential services. And on top of that, we've had staff seconded to the Group Emergency Coordination Centre. We've had staff sitting in the Napier City Council's Emergency Management Centre managing council's core businesses. And on top of that, we've asked corporate services, particularly in other directorates, to really research their budgets, sharpen the pencil and provide us some really quick turnaround and reporting, which enables us to really keep this annual plan process, although delayed, on track. And I think we just need to convey a big word of thanks to all of the staff during this period of crisis and the fact that they've kept our business running pretty efficiently during this time. So through you, Madam Mayor, I'd just like to convey my thanks, particularly to the staff that have helped keep most of our business on track.
Yes, exactly, Councillor Simpson, and I'm sure all the councillors would mirror your thanks. And I see that we have the Chief Executive back in the room, which would tend to suggest that we couldn't find Richard. Adele, are you in a position to provide some sort of update for Deputy Mayor's question?
Yes, through the Mayor, obviously we've got a working party that's sitting around the recovery, and Council released a website last week with information around how we can support the community with regards to recovery. There's also a number of other sites that are providing support to businesses, including Business Hawke's Bay, and they've got a wealth of information as well as COVID-19. But of note, we are working on our own recovery, and that includes not only budgetary support, which will be going to council next week, but we'll also be looking to what it looks like and what that plan is and that road to recovery. So the information is available on the council website, and I probably recommend the community look to there for the information that we're pulling together that might be of support and show what our road might look like going forward. And the Mayor might like to also talk, as she's on the working group as well.
Yes, so I think the working group has been very, very busy pulling together a range of resources which are now available on the website for our community to access. And again, reiterating what I said at the start of the meeting about everybody within our community ensuring that they make a plan for themselves. And yes, we're here absolutely 100% to support you with that and actually guide you to all of the resources that are available to you. And of course, we will also be releasing further details around the proposed relief packages that will be available from a council perspective as well, and that will be debated at our council meeting next Thursday, the 30th of April. Were there any further questions?
Yeah, and we just have to ask for that question again, I think.
Who was it from?
It was Sally, I think. No, it may have been...
Deputy Mayor Brosnan. Did you want any further comment on that, Deputy Mayor, or are you happy with the response that's been given?
I'm quite happy with the response that's been provided in terms of that one place on our council website where people can go to get our recovery plan, and obviously all those wraparound services you mentioned as well.
Thank you.
Sorry.
So you're off the hook, Richard. Yeah. Thank you for coming though. So I'm very happy to move the motion from the chair for this agenda item. Do I have a seconder? Thank you, Councillor Taylor. And again, I do just want to reiterate the comments that have already been made about all the work that has been done by staff to have another look at our annual plan and come back to us with all these revised timelines. And of course, re-looking at the complete annual plan itself, which is what we will be debating next week. So thank you. Councillor Taylor, did you have any comments that you'd like to make?
Oh, no, I just follow up what you've said, but I think obviously the next week's meeting and the discussion around setting rates and the relief packages, etc., go hand in hand with this renewed annual plan process. So I think that's going to be crucial next week.
Thank you. Did any other councillors wish to speak on the paper? No, that being the case, I will put the motion. All those in favour, please raise your hand. Thank you. Against? that was a for Councillor Brown, I'm sure. Yeah, have you got a bit of a delay on your feed, maybe?
Yes. Okay. Sorry, my internet cut out.
No, that's all fine. Okay, so carried. Thank you. And that is, of course, our only agenda item for the extraordinary council meeting. So can I have someone to move us into public excluded? Thank you, Councillor Bogue. Oh, are you wanting to?
Yes, don't we have a minor matter that Councillor Crown raised?
Sorry, that was from the previous meeting. So we can do that now.
Yeah. Might as well.
Thank you for reminding me, Councillor Bogue. So yes, Councillor Crown, you were asking if you just wanted to give us a brief reminder of what your question was, and we'll pass across to Ms. Campbell to talk to that for us.
Thank you, through the Mayor. My question is around the frequency of our social monitor report that is provided to us. My understanding is that it is currently annual, and in light of the COVID crisis, I was wondering whether there is potential for us to be tracking that data more frequently. So yeah, that's my question.
Through you, Madam Mayor, our team has already discussed this. We think it's an excellent idea to monitor the social situation more frequently, especially in testing our recovery plan. We're looking at expanding the social monitor to include questions around people's confidence and sensitivity, as well as expectations in terms of using our facilities once we move into level 2. We're looking to run another social monitor survey middle of May, so in 2 or 3 weeks' time, and we have found existing funding for this as well.
Great. Thank you very much. Councillor Bogue, did you have a question?
Just a question. Thank you for that. Yes, I think that's great for us to monitor how things are going. The social monitor report, as was presented to us earlier in the year, used to be biennial. It used to be every 2 years, and I think now it is annually. It's very comprehensive. It's multimedia. It took a month for the organisation that put it together to do it. I'm wondering if we are going to do this again more frequently, and it's
quite, as I say, it's comprehensive, and I would imagine it's good that we've found some money for it, because it will be quite expensive, but it does give us a good snapshot in time, and in light of the COVID-19 pandemic, it would be good to monitor how things are going. But just another question, Ms. Campbell, are you envisaging that this would be exactly the same as a social monitor report that we received earlier in the year that's done annually at the moment, or a minor version, or something more geared towards our particular recovery plan process?
Through you, Madam Mayor. Councillor Bogue, it will be more geared to recovery, and it will provide invaluable data we consider in measuring how our recovery is going.
So it's not an absolute copy of what we've already received earlier in the year. Was that, do I understand that's what you mean, Ms. Campbell?
Yeah, yes, we do intend to adapt it, so it won't be exactly the same, but we will be still measuring that data as well as additional data.
About wellbeing. Good, thank you.
Thank you. And thank you again, Councillor Bogue, for reminding me. So if there's no further questions with regards to that minor matter, we will carry on, and I'll ask someone to move into public excluded, please. Thank you, Councillor Crown, seconded by Councillor Taylor. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Against? Against? Carried. So yes, and thank you to any community members that have joined us today, and enjoy the rest of your day.